Is going on, fellas, and welcome back to the channel. This is Rebel Rescue, and I am FoggyPlays. If this is your first time here, then maybe drop a subscribe. We do fantastic work here. But today we're playing Clasicork against Cobh Ramblers, and we also have a League Cup game, which I'm not going to tell you who we're playing just yet, but I will show you that in just a second. We do also have a final in the not too distant future. We've already made it to a cup competition final, the Munster Cup, but still, it's a cup nonetheless. So if you do go and enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Clasicork on today. We're taking on Cobh Ramblers. We're at home for the first one of the at least four this year. I'm going to say with the way Cobh are playing, probably only going to be four this season, but we have been in exceptional form. As you can see, 3 points clear of UCD, 2 games in hand. Things are going pretty well, if I do say so myself. Since you were here last in the victory over Waterford, we went and just about beat UCD. Again, dominant in the first half. Didn't really keep things going for the second half, but it was enough. We beat Galway 2-0, Treaty United 3-1. The Galway win was in the League Cup second round. And we beat Waterford 4-1 in the Munster Cup, or the Munster Senior Cup semi-final. We're playing Treaty United in the final in June, which will be in probably the next episode. But we have St. Pat's in the League Cup quarter-finals, which is an interesting competition. We could face, I'm hoping we can avoid Dundalk until at least the finals, because Dundalk are probably the best team in the country. Not according to results though. Shamrock Rovers are actually Shamrock Rovers are at the top of the division. I haven't checked this a huge amount, to be fair. So yeah, things are going pretty decently well. 86th ranking in the world. Where does the first division? 162nd. Fantastic. But as you can see, we are comfortably atop the division, taking on Cobh today. We should beat them at a canter, but unfortunately we're without one of our most important players, I would say. Cian Murphy is out with a hip injury for the next 3 months. Picked up the injury in training after the last game, which obviously not ideal. But Rory Keating has slotted straight in as the advance forward. Hopefully, he can just keep the goals going. 11 from, I think it's 12. 11 from 12, yeah. But, he did have that suspension. But all is going to be fine. So we're starting today with Corcoran in goal, Walker, Hakkinen, Hoonahan, and O'Connor as our back four. Surberley and Bulger in central midfield. Duna, Coffey, and McGlade as our attacking midfielders behind Keating, who we're resting pretty much all our hopes on at the moment. We did try and sign that midfielder. I said Man United had interested in. When his trial ended, Man United's interest came back, and then we brought him back in on trial. And he really wants to join us, but he really wants more money than we can afford to give him. I think he wants like 1,800. We don't have 1,800 a week in wages, so he's just going to have to drop his wage demands or just join Man United. It's one or the other, really. We can't afford to give him what he's looking for, and that could have gone anywhere. We're going to chuck a bit of encouragement at the lads. 5 minutes in, and we haven't scored yet. It's less than ideal. We did beat them 5-1 earlier this season, so I'd imagine, ooh, keeper left it quite a while there. Oh, now that is unexpected. Cobh Ramblers are taking the lead. That is not something I was expecting, and it was a very Tony Pulis-esque lead to take. They just punted it. The lads won't be happy with that. McGlade, it's cleared, but Hakkinen's picked it up. Whips it across. McGlade. Oh, the keeper has to do better there. Hakkinen over in the corner. Yeah. The keeper really has to do better with that one. He really does not cover himself in glory here. Gets beaten at the near post from, I'm going to say, a fairly tame shot. But the fact that we're drawing, Bray are losing to Athlone. Okay, they're not anymore. that's fine. But Hegarty did really quite well to score that first goal. McGlade makes up for it by equalising. But Cobh don't seem to care too much about our press. Hakkinen does clear it, finds McGlade. Coffey, who scored a hat-trick in the last game. Beautiful ball forward for Coffey. Oh, Barry Coffey makes it 2-1. Things are looking pretty decent. You will have seen that Colm Whelan is the top scorer in the league. He actually wants to leave UCD. So I've had an old scout of him to see if he'd be interested in joining us. No, not even a little bit. He said he has zero interest. We do have a goalkeeper on trial as well. I don't think we're going to be getting him though. He used to play for Posh. And oh, what a goal by Kevin O'Connor. Kevin O'Connor, best left back in the world. But yeah, the goalkeeper, I think he wanted 1,200, and like he'd be an instant upgrade on every goalkeeper we have. But I don't think we're going to be able to afford to get him, because that's a lot of money, and we're already over our wage budget, which is obviously less than ideal. But we'll see what happens. We might get. We're not going to get the money to sign him. We're not. We really aren't. We do have a loan offer out for a player from the top division, just as like another option up front, seeing as how we only really have Rory and Dara Crowley. Oh, and Cervelli heads just over. Yeah, Crowley is our only other option. So if Rory isn't able to play, then it is 100% on a guy who's only scored one goal so far and hasn't actually started a game, which, not the best for a player. But he has scored when he's played, so we're not going to worry too much about it. I'm going to put Bargari over on the left. I'm going to put him to be an inside or inverted winger. McGlade can just pop over to the left. Crowley's come on to play up front. And we're just going to leave things play out for just a brief moment. Charlie Abbott. Oh, Corcoran just pushes that off the line. That was squeaky bum time. Definitely squeaky bum. Larkin. Bargary's there. Bargary's on the wrong side, but that's fine. It's gone all the way back to one of the Cobh defenders. Walsh sends it back to the keeper. Bulger wins the header. Hakkinen, big ball forward. Crowley! What a goal that would have been. Oh, that would have been an absolute screamer of a goal. But unfortunately, it was not to be. I've been scouting the... Oh, McGlade is true. McGlade dinks the keeper, back of the net. It's 4-1 on the night. May as well make our last 2 changes. Oh, we have 3 changes we can make. I'm going to bring on Caragbo. Cervelli's going to go off for Norstrand. He can play... Yeah, according to my scouts and or my whoever I have doing stuff, he's good enough to play there. I've been scouting the Munster teams, mostly the Cork teams, or the teams in the Cork region, and it's not a huge amount at the minute that look like they're going to be in any way decent, but they're older players. A couple of them I'd potentially bring back just purely for nostalgia reasons, because they used to be Cork players or Cork City players, and potentially give them opportunities. But I am kind of considering dismantling the Cobh Ramblers side at some point when we get a bit of cash. But we have won the game 4-2 in the end, so much more of an interesting game than Bray Wanderers beat Athlone. UCD keep the gap to 3 points by beating Wexford. So this is the guy, Luke Rudden. Don't want him to be a regular starter. He's not going to be a regular starter, but like he's just advanced forward. I'm not paying anything for him. See how he gets on. Hakkinen is unavailable for the next game. Fantastic. So we'll be back in just a second for the game against St. Pat's. Could get us to a League Cup semi-final, and that would be delightful because I think there's actually money for doing well in this semi-final. Could be $4,000, which actually would help quite a substantial amount to clearing some of this debt that we have at the moment. So we'll be back for that in just a second. Right, fellas, so it is time for us to take on St. Pat's, but I did want to point out the fact that Wexford have beaten Dundalk. Not 100% sure how they've managed it, but they have. So Wexford have taken out the best team in the country. Statistically. Shamrock Rovers are currently beating them in the league, but that result, it's very confusing, because I think if we had played Dundalk, we would absolutely have been destroyed. Did I not put... Okay, not sure what that was about. I was saying that we didn't have a striker in the team, but we most certainly do. I don't think there's any changes from the last game. Or Coleman and Gilchrist are in at the back. Hoonihan drops to the bench and Hakkinen is suspended. So we're just going to proceed to the match. Those are the only two changes. Just want to give Hoonihan a bit of a rest. The fact that Coleman and Gilchrist are probably our best two centre backs, we haven't been playing them all that often, is pretty good, because it means we can rely on other partnerships. But for this one, I think those two have to be the ones that start. UCD taking on Bowes is an interesting one. Also, you might recognise Owen Doyle playing up front. He's played in mainland... No, not mainland. He played in England and Scotland for a while. I think he went to Scotland first and then played in England. I think he was most recently at Bolton, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he's much, like, star rating wise, significantly better than we are. He played for Bolton, Swindon, Bradford, Oldham, Preston, Portsmouth, Cardiff, Chesterfield, and Hibs, to name all of them. I was going to say to name but a few, but that's all the clubs he played for. So yeah, I'm slightly weary. He's pretty good. They're playing him as a poacher, which I find interesting. That deal for Luke Rudden has been confirmed as well. He won't be joining until the middle of June, I think it is. It's like 26th of June. So we'll just see. So you get an opportunity. I think that's a little bit on the late side. I think you probably would have gotten more opportunities had he arrived sooner. But we can't do anything about that now. Also, St. Pat's have taken the lead. The goalkeeper for St. Pat's is on loan from West Ham, Anang. I knew I recognised the name. And he is West Ham's goalkeeper, just on loan at St. Pat's. Could potentially also be our first defeat as Cork City manager. Potentially. It's not guaranteed yet. Walker's picked up the ball. Anang gets a touch to it and pushes it over. Kind of gives lads a bit of encouragement. O'Connor steps up to take the corner. Went for the far post. It's cleared out to Walker. And the highlights ended. The fact that we had to travel all the way to Dublin, could be better. Point finger. You've been unlucky so far. Your defensive... Everyone's going to be disappointed at everybody. And you've not done enough, lads. You're not doing great. We're going to swap the wingers around just to see if I can get them to do something, because they've not been great so far. Make you a central midfielder on attack again. Who else is playing poorly? Pretty much everybody. It is pretty much everybody. So we're just going to make sweeping changes. Just change everything about the players that aren't playing well. Just see what happens. And so far, nothing. Dylan really not having a great game. Potentially have to take him off. Okay, I think we only get 3 subs. Yeah, we're going to get 3 subs in this competition. So Bar Gary is going to come on. Going to bring on Norstrand to play in central midfield. Those are the 2 changes we are making, for the time being at least. Just go attacking. We're only 1 goal down. I would like to make it just a little bit further in this competition. St. Pat's of a free kick. Are we going to do anything? Owen Doyle has the ball. I think Burns. Darrell Burns puts it in the back of the net. It's 2-0. 10 minutes left. There is still hope. There is still hope. Rory Keaton hasn't scored yet. Duna's going to go up front as a pressing forward. Keating's going to go onto the left wing. Just give Dara a bit of motivation. He's motivated. Chuck a bit of encouragement. Birmingham should get sent off for that. I didn't say what happened, but he should get sent off for it. O'Connor steps up to take the free kick. He smashes it into the back of the net. His 4th of the season. Pick up the ball. Pick up the ball. No? Just going to walk over nonchalantly to it. So that was a beautifully struck free kick. I would like if we could get another one. Very attacking. No? Okay. Okay, well, we suffered our first defeat. I'm just going to say that could have been worse. I probably will have a chat with a couple of the players, because that was not fantastic. We did suffer our first defeat. Kevin O'Connor, though, really pleased with how you played. And I'll do that in just a second. Cork's elimination from the competition. Our first defeat in charge of Cork City comes to the hands of St. Goddamn Pats. God damn it. But now we can make up for it by beating Athlone in the league. Fantastic. The next episode will be UCD and Treaty. I think that's probably the best way to have it. We placed Shelburne before those 2 games and after those 2 games. And we also take on Treaty. We have pretty much the entire... We're just playing the same 2 teams for 5 games. And then we're just going to sprinkle in a little bit of UCD in there as well. Should be an interesting one. Where's the Munster Senior Cup final being played? It is being played in a neutral ground. What's the neutral ground? Why can't I see where the final's being played? I want to know where it's being played. We'll find out when the time comes, because the game does not want to tell me. So it'll be in the next episode. UCD, Treaty United in the Munster Senior Cup final. Hopefully, we'll come out of it with our first trophy, which it's not going to mean an awful lot. The Munster Senior Cup, I don't think, carries a huge amount of weight. And as I said, I think the transfer window opens on the 26th of June, which is when Luke Rudden will be joining us. Where Finn Harps think he's going to be a regular starter. Fools. Thank you very much for watching, fellas, though. If you did enjoy, do make sure to leave a like. And, of course, subscribe. That makes... Those 2 things make a massive difference. But we do need engagement as well. So, leave a comment how you think we're going to do in the cup final against Treaty. Pretty confident of a win. But you never know. They might whip out Cristiano Ronaldo. Or something. I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens. But thank you for watching, fellas, and I will catch you in the next one.